Hello, guys. Let me know if you guys hear me. I'm on the road. You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. What's going on, guys? How's your Friday going?
Uh, Mine just started.
Oh, perfect. That's great. What's your plan for today? You got any leads you got to look at? I'm in my little snack.
I'm doing some scrapes on Zillow, and I'm gonna make some phone calls.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm
Are
getting.
those like for sale by owner?
Uh, uh, yeah, the for sale by owners. I'm looking in Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to interview a new VA at 4 o'clock to 4:30 today.
Oh, perfect, brother. Where'd you get that from?
Um, Off of one of the VA Facebook groups.
Okay.
So I'll try it out.
You gonna do your cold calls and credit card or just cold calls?
Primarily, I just wanted to do phone calls. I just hired a part-time assistant. My
Oh,
daughter.
yeah. You get to write it off.
Right? No. She's 21 though. She's 21.
Oh, okay. Does she still live with you?
Yeah.
Hey, still
All right.
you might
Well,
be you might be
unfortunately,
pressure in there.
you see, I'm still at work, so I got to go do a job. So I'll see
Oh,
if I can catch you later.
all right. Catch the replay, brother. Be safe. How you doing, guys? So how's everybody else doing? Man, this being on the road is it's fun, but it's messy. Like you're all over the place. Um, but that's what it takes to get it done, right? That's what it takes. So today, what am I doing right now? I'm gonna go see another house in about an hour. I'm gonna assign that contract that I told you guys, the 11,000 contract. You guys see that I posted on the group?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, it's gonna be assigned. I'm thinking around 25. It's a nice little house. Uh, you guys saw the one from yesterday. That's an SEO lead. I need to pump gas. So when I mean SEO leads, again, the guy that I paid for my website is totally different than the SEO that I do personally. Why? Again, the one for the SEO for the website, again, that's all they have to go into the actual coding of the website, create the website, have all the images, have the right content, so that I make sure that it SEOs perfectly. And again, I could have got it done myself, but again, I was like, how much time am I gonna invest in that to try to do it myself? Let's pay these guys off. Uh, I vetted this guy because he worked with one of my guys that I paid a mastermind for. So he vetted himself through that. So I paid him the SEO for the website and for everything else. The ones that I do, I don't know if you guys saw the video. The video is basically a walkthrough. I have this little app that I just put little things and I patched in different videos to make them like 6 minutes long, and then it allows you to chop them up into sections. So I usually section them off like the Instagram videos. They're 15-second videos, and the main thing there is just put in the SEO, what's it called, the tags. YouTube and Google are the number one. What's it called? One and two search engines. They're both owned by the same company, Google, right? So if I post a video on YouTube with the custom tag saying that I buy houses, I put foreclosure, I put forbearance, I put vacant, I put vandalize, I put all these SEO tags. Once I upload it to Facebook, Facebook YouTube will automatically post to Google, since they're kind of the merged search engines. So automatically within a couple of days, I'm already, when somebody says sell my house fast, and then I put an area, let's put Austin, it'll show their video of my video saying that I buy houses in Austin, or that I fix houses in Austin, or that I buy foreclosures in Austin. And then as my screenshot of the video, it has my phone number. So I'm not paying for anything. I'm not paying for YouTube, because YouTube is free to upload. I'm not paying for SEO. I'm not paying for any what's it called, back office modification of the actual website, etc. I'm just doing something simple. I'm just uploading it to YouTube. I'm putting the right header. Now you're like, well, where'd you get the taglines from? I bought a software called Video Blaster a while ago. I paid like $30 for it. What this does, you can search for top keywords. Let's say, like for us, sell my house fast, and then your area. So sell my house fast, Dallas, Texas. And what this does is searches YouTube and it searches Google for the top keyword combinations. So it takes a while. It searches for the top keyword combinations, and then it gives you, okay, this should be your tagline, this should be your description of the video, and this should be your what's called your tags as far as your keywords. And that's what I do. I search that. It gives me the title name, the title description, the video description, the taglines, and then I just have my VA post the video every day consistently. Every day she posts one video, and then that video has the taglines, the descriptions, and the title. And it usually says, I buy houses, and has my phone number. The description says, I buy houses in this condition, etc., etc. I can close quick. I can buy foreclosures. I can stop foreclosures. I can buy forbearance, etc., etc. All these taglines. And then once you upload it to YouTube, it automatically has the ability to be viewed on the Google search engine. And search engines, the number one is Google. So that's how I got that lead that I'm telling you guys that I'm thinking of making 47 on. That's nice. The projected, and that's from a free SEO. Again, I didn't pay for I paid for the software, $30 a long time ago. It's just a matter of being consistent. So when this lady, I don't know, I think I had mentioned before, when this lady searched for selling houses or someone buying houses cash in the valley, in my area, she saw my video and she saw my phone line. So she called me. And now, mind this, the reason why I paid for this guy to do my SEO this year is because there's a lot of outside companies coming in paying for the ads. You know how you pay the paid ads on any Google search? Well, they're the top 3 paid ads. But she called me though, because my YouTube video was there. And I was going to walkthroughs. Now, why did she like me better than the ones that are paying ads? I'm thinking mainly because I'm local. I'm local from the area. Second, I have video walkthroughs of actual properties that I walk through. A lot of these websites that I see, they're just blend websites. They're basically the same website mimicked all over the place. Now, you do get leads that way, though. Don't get me wrong. You do get leads that way. They're just, what's it called? They're just, it takes a little bit longer to get them, and you got to pay for the ad. I think for keywords, I don't know if anybody knows how keywords work. You pay for the keyword. So let's say the keyword is going to be sell my house fast. Let's say that keyword charges you $15. So if you want to be on number 1, every time they'll put you number 1, but every time somebody searches for that keyword and you're number 1 and they click on your website, boom, it charges you $15. No matter if you get a lead or not. So again, it works, but you never know if it's gonna be what's it called, a good lead, but it works. Now the SEO is different. The SEO that this guy does that I'm paying to do, it's different. Why? Because this is gonna be free. All he does, he doesn't pay for the keyword. He makes sure that I'm in the top 3 or 4 After the ads, I'm the number one. Now, what does that mean? Let me just fix this thing real quick. So after the ads, I'm there. So I don't have to pay for the keywords. It's a lot more work because he basically, the easy way is to pay for the keyword. The hard way is to actually go to the back office, mess with your website, make sure that every image has your keywords in it, integrated in it, make sure that every picture has your geolocation in it. It's a lot of work. You see how it gets really, really complex, geotags and this and that and this and that. So by the time you know it, you can spend 6-7 days just trying to work it. So I'll like, you know what, have this guy, I'll pay for this guy to do this for 6 months. So he got me a website. He's gonna do SEO for 6 months. I know one lead can convert. Now, people that put their information online are hot leads, kind of the same as hot as bandit sign leads, because those people are really, they're ready to go. So this year I'm trying to put both. I'm gonna get the bandit sign leads. I want to get the YouTube leads that I do myself. I changed the number to the one that he did the SEO for because I want to track how good he is. So when they go to my website, it has a different number. So that's why I can track if he's good, is he doing a good job or not. Any questions, guys? I know John had a question. I don't know if he's here, but I know John had a question on how I got that lead, and that was just consistency.
Arturo.
Go ahead.
Yeah. When you delegate that to your VA, do you actually whatchamacallit, do you give your username and password from your Google account?
When delegate to my VA, what?
When you delegate to your VA to do the Google SEO, do you give your username and password?
What I do, I can. Initially I had it like that where I had I'm putting gas. Sorry, guys. I had the VA.
Don't forget the sticker. Put a sticker in.
You hear me?
Yeah, I said put a sticker in the gas pump.
Oh yeah, I know. They keep on taking it from this side, but I still put them. So initially I had her with my password, but then again I started using I was like, let me create her her own Gmail YouTube by herself, so she can do it herself on her own site without, because usually when you're from an external area, like she's from the Philippines, sometimes they block it when she tries to access a Gmail account, a YouTube video that was created locally in my area. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody has dealt with this.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that before. They don't let it create it outside of the US.
Yeah. Watch. Let me flip this screen real quick. So yeah, again, and it's just being consistent. Let me just get that ticker. Hold on. It's just a matter of being consistent, not worrying about people seeing you. Again, if they want to take it off, they'll take it off. You know what I mean? You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
So again, see, that's part of the consistency. What I just did, just being consistent. I'll probably, before I leave, I'll put it on the other pump as well, and then just go on. I bought a car wash right now. Car wash is $12, and the car wash itself, when you turn around, you'll see it right now. There's a sticker of me right now. So this is what I see about having tentacles all over where you're at. You have the SEO from the YouTube. You got the Google search engine. You got the stickers. You got the bandit signs. You got the county searches. What else? You got the Facebook groups. What else? There's tons. I have 12 arms out there working for me. You know what I mean? I have 12 arms of marketing always out there, consistently put out there, so they can call me. So that's where it comes. It just
Hey, Arturo, what's that? What was
have
here?
a small, and then they wait for the. So what was that?
What was that sticker you had? Can you show it? Can you show the sticker?
Yeah, you'll get them too. Mac.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
And now, with that, what's it called? With that, I think I paid for that one was $100 for 300 stickers. That was the first time that I did it, right? Now this time, it's gonna be. Here you go. It's gonna be, and this is you put them at the pump, right? The pump when people do this. Now I kind of, again, that was my first run. I know it was, yeah, it was 300, I think. Now this time I was able to order 600 for the same price. I just made it smaller. You see, it's just about being consistent. Again, consistency always beats massive impact in the beginning. If you're consistent, you slowly but consistent. Oh, let me get my receipt. Sorry with that, guys. You guys get to go along with me. So just I can just being mindful of what you want. Just again, consistently being mindful of what you want. I want to get this. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do that. I can't just wait for something to happen. It's not instant gratification where what's it called? You do one thing and then you wait for Friday for a paycheck, like what I put in the post on the group. It doesn't work like that. I wish it worked like that, where it's just consistent. It's like I put my hours on Monday, clock out on Friday, I get paid on Friday. Well, business is not like that. Business is totally different. But the difference about business is that when you do get paid, that paycheck is much bigger than the regular paycheck that you got on a regular basis on an hourly rate. And that's why I left my salary job. I had a great salary job for my area, but I knew I could do more. That's why I left my area. Any questions, guys? So that's the SEO. Just being consistent with the SEO. Again, the stickers, just being consistent with the stickers. Bandit signs. You saw the video yesterday for the bandit signs. I put them every day. That day that I had gone to the game, I play soccer at night. I came home. I was driving home, and I put 7 bandit signs all over my town. It was cold, but again, 7 is something that can be. 5 can be. It's something that can be done easily on a daily basis. Just drive. You see a pole, just get off. Again, get away from the shyness of people seeing you. Just get off and knock on the pole. I've gotten good deals I got 30, 40K deals with the bandit sign. Now I got also good deals with the SEO. This should be one of the biggest deals that I've done. How much did it cost me? $30 a long time ago to get the tags and the video description, and it's just consistency. Consistently doing. What's up, guys? Any questions? Any suggestions? Anybody working on a deal? You guys want to see what I think about it?
What YouTube uploader did you use?
I just go to youtube.com.
No, how do you edit your videos, or you don't?
Oh,
Or add the text
I have
to it?
an app on my phone called you can get it for free. You don't have to get the app. I think I paid like $10 for this app. It's called Filmmaker Pro.
Filmmaker Pro?
Film
Or
Maker,
File?
Film. FIL.
Filmmaker Pro, okay.
Yeah, and it's $10. I think I paid $10 for it. But you don't have to pay for it. Again, you can with your with your what's it called, with your iPhone. It has capabilities of just chopping the video, just shrink it. The reason why I use the Filmmaker Pro, because if I do like a 6 minute, let's say I make 7 1 minute videos, I patch them all together and then I chop them up. I put them in the software, and then I chop them up automatically. So it's kind of the same thing. Now, $10 is nothing. You can pay for the $10 and have that Filmmaker Pro, but you don't have to. Just make
Filmmaker Pro. Filmmaker Pro.
Yeah, Filmmaker Filmmaker Pro.
Filmmaker Pro.
But again, you don't.
Messages received from buyer San Benito Harlingen, Illinois.
That's the buyer for the property. But yeah, guys, again, you don't have to pay for it. I paid for it because I used it for something else. But yeah, you can use it. You can definitely buy it. I think it's like $10. It's unlimited. Once you buy it, you keep the software. But it's just being more about that. You just have to be consistent. Consistently uploading. I have probably last year I probably uploaded 365 videos on YouTube. Little short snippet videos, 15-second videos. You see, it's just consistent. Now, the question that I ask myself always, are you willing to post a video every single day for 365 days to get 47,000 on the back end? But you have to wait the whole year? I'm like, yeah, how long does it take me to post a video? 10 minutes of my life. So 10 minutes for 365, I don't know how many hours is that. Then you divide how many hours that is into hours, and then you get your hourly rate. Let's say I made 47,000, but it was 30 hours worth of work. You're getting paid almost $1,200 an hour. So it's just, you see, once you put it like that and those kind of, you break it down into math, it's worth it. Now, a lot of people want to do this. They want to post 3 videos and wait for the lead to come in the 3rd video. It might, and it might not. Probability is that it's not, because it has to compound on itself. But again, that's what the difference between people that are successful and the people that are not successful. People that are successful are willing to delay the gratification and know that I'm doing the right thing. It's like going to the gym. I know right now I'm chubby, but I go to the gym and I don't see the results right away, but eventually it starts, little by little, starts creeping on me. I start seeing my tonality, my muscles, etc. But it's not instant gratification. You won't see a difference in 10 days. Maybe in 20, 25, but in 10 days you won't see it. So a lot of people quit. That's why the New Year's resolution, it's gone. Now the gym's empty.
Do you get a lot of business from the videos?
Yeah, I get a lot of calls from the videos. As far as I ask them, I always ask, where do you get my information from? It's online. I have a website, but it's not SEO. This one's now SEO, but it has a different number now, so I can track it. But yeah, most of the business that's online is because my YouTube video.
Okay.
But again, look at it. It took me a year. I started doing this last year. It took me a year to get 47,000. So, am I willing to post another? Am I willing to post consistently for another year to get another 47,000 in January? Yes.
Okay.
I'm willing to post every single day consistently for the next 365 days, so that in January I can get another 47,000 pop.
Okay.
So it's just about looking at it that way. Bandit signs. I might get a bandit sign. I might post 3 bandit signs and get a deal, or I might post 1,000 and get a deal. Am I willing to just keep on posting it? Yeah, because I know those deals. When somebody calls you up a bandit sign, means they need to sell.
Do you have a problem with the sign police taking down your signs?
Everywhere else, everybody does. Again, it's like a necessary evil.
Okay.
You know, but I keep on putting them. Again, they have a job because I put signs.
Right.
This gets taxes when I buy a house and I pay off the taxes.
Right.
Again, they follow me sometimes. I had to switch trucks. Sometimes I bought another truck, so I switch trucks once in a while because they know my truck. My truck is like, there's only one truck in the valley like that.
Right.
So they know my truck, but I don't care. I still post it.
Right.
I don't know if I mentioned it here, that if I get, let's say they do see me post a sign, because the reason why I shifted posting them during the day instead of the night was because of COVID. COVID forced me to get out of my comfort zone.
Right.
Because we couldn't go at night because we're under what's it called? We're under what's it called?
Curfew. Yeah.
So my business couldn't stop because of curfew.
Right.
So I had to get out of the fear of that.
Okay.
Now they're imposing it during the day.
Okay.
And it's kind of the first thing that I kind of did during the day. I always think, oh, everybody's looking at me. And then once I post, like I put the sign, like, everybody's on their phone, dude. Nobody cares about you.
Right.
Nobody cares. It's like when you You're wearing a shoe with a hole in the bottom. Like nobody sees it. Nobody cares.
Right.
Everybody has their own problems. So let's say I do put a sign during the day, and I do get a code violation guy to come in. Yeah, go ahead and take it off, and if you want to give me whatever you give me, I don't know if you have tickets that you can give code violation guy, or whatever you do, just give it to me and go on with your life. Again, I'll go on my own. You're not scared of the posting. No, again, you do your job, I do my job. There's
Right.
risk. There's risk in your job, right? Code violation. What do you mean? Well, there's risk when you're driving, somebody hits you in a car, right? Yeah. You still do it, right? Yeah. Well, there's risk. People see me post a sign, and I get first I'll get a little slap in the head, and then I'll get what's it called? A fine. Well, first you gotta find my address, right?
Yep.
Exactly. And you know what? I just work with a guy. The guy just paid me $1 per sign. When they call the phone number, I'm just the answering machine.
Right.
Just the answering service.
Okay.
You want to get to my boss? Yeah. Just, again, call him, send him a voicemail. I don't know. Again, he just hired me out of Craigslist, but he told me to tell you this. Again, just if you want to give me whatever you're gonna give it to me, and then I'll turn it over to the office. Where's the office? It's virtual. I literally sent an email.
Hey, so, okay. So normally how much is a fine?
It depends. I'm thinking I've never gotten a fine. Thank God. It's been 3 years consistently that I've done this. I'm thinking $200,
Okay.
$300. But if you get a deal that give you 30,000, then it's another
Right.
again, necessary evil too.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't. Once you start making money as far as in business, you don't really care about the fines. You know, RVMs are illegal in some places.
Right.
Again, people still do it. And when people, again, don't take this advice or anything, right? But when you, let's say you scrape and you what's it called, you skip trace 3,000 records, all right?
Yeah.
And you put them into a dialer, it's
Yeah.
gonna give you an option.
Right.
Do you want to only call the ones that are not on the do not call list?
Right.
And if you do that, your numbers will go from 3,000 to probably like 600.
Okay.
So what do? I call 3,000.
Right.
Again, I'm willing to risk somebody getting upset. Again, you can always apologize,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Again, if they answer you, why the fuck are you calling me? I'm in the not call list. You know what, sir? I do apologize for that. Again, there's no necessary reason for you to be having profanity. Again, I just got hired to do this job. Again, if you want, I can take your number, which I have already, your email, and your name, and I can have my boss reach out to you. But again, if you're just getting upset at me just because I called you out of the blue, again, I'm doing my job.
Right.
Well, fuck your job. Well, unfortunately, that's how I feed my family, so I have to do it. Unless you're willing to hire me, sir, for $15 an hour, and I can work from home. If you can
Right.
give me that money, I can work for you. What are you paying for?
Right.
You see, that's guts. That's what I learned with Justin and with Todd.
Okay.
Shit, because before I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. You gotta shift that mindset. It's scary, and it's hard because we're so indoctrinated to be apologetic and submissive. Well, I can be apologetic, but I'm not submissive.
Okay.
You're not gonna put me down just because I called you out of the blue.
Right.
You are upset. Well, fuck,
Right.
I'm upset too. I can call somebody else and yell at them.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's right, and doesn't mean that person got to take it.
Okay.
So again, everything has a way to like that guy. I don't know if I mentioned. I think I mentioned it like a few videos back. I couldn't get a hold of the guy. I put it for sale by owner on his sign on his
Yeah.
front yard. I got several buyers, and then I know it was a neighbor. It kind of felt like it was a neighbor. Hey, you're selling the house? Like, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, actually, my boss is taking offers. I don't know if he's gonna sell it or not. You see the words. I don't know if he's gonna sell it or not, but he's taking offers. Are you willing to put an offer? It's like, oh, so your boss owns this? I don't know. I just got paid to take the phone calls and take offers.
Right.
He was fishing for more information, and that kind of tells me that somebody that knows the owner. Sure enough, after he hung up, 2 minutes later, I get a call. Hey, you selling a house? Oh, again, I kind of was already set. I'm the answering service company. We just taking offers. I think my boss said that there was interest in this property. He said, well, that's my house. Oh, you know what? I apologize. My boss said that I should be waiting for this call. I think the marketing team was trying to reach you, but let me have your number and then have my boss call you.
Right.
Perfect. So when I called him back as the partner, you know what, Mr. Garcia, I do apologize. What we do, again, we're not local. We pay a local marketing company to find us houses like yours that was vacant and reach out to them. And if they can't find it, sometimes they get a little bit aggressive and they put the for sale by owner sign on their house so they can get so the owner can call us. And again, I do apologize, but the good thing we're able to connect. Now, are you interested in selling? Well, who gave you the right? Again, I do apologize. I'll get with the marketing company. They should have done that. Again, you failed on the sword. You apologize. You didn't do it. I didn't even do it. I did it, but you didn't do it. It was a marketing company that did it. I apologize, but you're interested in selling. Well, I'm not interested. Perfect.
Right.
So now what do I have now? I have a number for a house that if I drive by the house and it's still not being ready, I can call him back.
Right.
Because nobody else is getting that number because I skip traced it. I couldn't find. I skip traced it through like 3 or 4 different companies and I couldn't find the number. But that $5 sign that I bought, actually I didn't even buy that sign. That sign was from a house that I bought, and I just raised the number, put my number there, and they called me.
Right.
So nobody knows that guy's number. Now I have that guy's number. So if I drive the area and I see the house is still the same condition, I can call him. Hey, is this David? Hey, David. My name is Ace. I called you back again. We had a little confrontation back then about your house. We put a for sale by owner sign. One of my partners drove by it. It seems like it's still the same. Did you guys ship to not selling it now, or are you still just paying the taxes on it?
Right.
Now it's no longer a cold call. Now it's a warm call. He's like, no, we probably not. We'll decide. No, you know what? We'll say later on. And guess what? You put it back in the CRM. Call them back in 3 months. If you see that nobody's working on it, call them back in 4 months. And again, those little things it's what differentiates people that are gonna get paid in this business and the people that are not. If you want to do everything by the book, you eventually will get there. But I don't think we have enough time to get there. You don't have 100 years to be able to do everything by the book and reach the success that we want. Everybody has to push the line a little bit. You have to push the line a little bit. You can't be by the book. If you by the book, then get a 9 to 5. I could have stayed at my salary job. I wouldn't have the what's it called, the success that I have right now, as far as not monetary success, but the success of being able to do what I want and having fun on what I do. And I'm not having to be at a place at a certain time from 9 to 5 and to even get a vacation, ask permission for it, and get denied because it's a high season as far as loans. That's what now that I'm outside the business, I was like, man, I was that person. I had to submit my hours. That I had to ask for vacations that I couldn't get in December because it was a high season for loans in December. That I couldn't get more than 7 days at once. I was that person, and you don't realize it because again, we're so indoctrinated of doing that. Hey, yeah, you're gonna get 14 days vacations, and you're gonna get a 9 to 5, and you get paid on Friday. And we're so used to that. It's hard getting out that consciousness of just being that person that clocks in on Monday, clocks out on Friday, gets paid on Friday, puts in her or 7 days vacation, has to wait, has to be there at 8, has to close. If it has to go longer, I was salaried, so I don't get paid more if I had to stay there longer. But it was hard doing that. So again, if you want to pay within the lines, again, it might take you by. I could have stayed there and be successful. Again, if you ask anybody of my family that know me, when I was a lender, I was already successful. I already had made it. Now, compared to the other people that I knew, no, I hadn't made it because they made it to a level that I wanted to make it. But to a level where I came from, I had already made it. I could have stayed there for the rest of my life and have my kids make it a little bit longer, a little bit further down up the ladder. But yeah, you gotta risk it. Like you gotta risk to put a bandit sign. Like right now, I'm looking at a post right here. There's no bandit sign. So right now, I'll come back and I put a bandit sign. There's a lot of people here. There's probably like 40 cars, 20 on that side, 20 on this side, waiting for the stoplight. Now, are you willing to do it? Some people don't. Oh, they're gonna see me. Well, then you're not gonna get a call. you won't get paid. Because in order for people to call you, they gotta see you. You guys know what I mean? Any questions as far as marketing channels, guys? Leads, deals you guys talk to, as far as any questions about sellers telling you stuff and you weren't able to answer the questions there?
I got a quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
You sure?
Go ahead.
You there?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So are you doing this technique on like on a vacant list, or are you kind of doing driving for dollars? What are you doing?
Which technique?
The technique where you actually putting up the for sale sign,
Vacant.
the vacant.
Yeah.
Okay.
My technique for let's say I drive for $1.
Yeah.
I don't just drive for $1 and take pictures. I get off. I knock on the door.
Okay.
When they open the door, who are you? Yeah, you know what? My boss sent me. He drove this area. He's trying to look for a house to buy in this area because his sister moved in nearby. Are you guys interested in selling? Well, who the fuck told you were selling? Well, again, my boss sent me over here. I don't know if you were selling. Again, he sent me to ask you. He paid me $10 to knock on some doors. Like, oh no, we're selling. Perfect. Not selling. Let's say they don't answer. I put a post-it down. Hey, my boss drove by the area. He has some concerns. Call me back. That's posted. Then I go to a neighbor's house. Hey, that neighbor, your neighbor down the street, are there people living there? Again, we're trying to see if they're interested in selling. Oh no, they moved out. Oh, they say they don't answer. Hey, please call me. I have some concerns about the neighborhood. So you leave a note on that side, you leave a note on that house, and you leave a note on this house on the side. So that's the guts. That's where people don't want to have that conversation with people. They'd rather have it send a text or send a letter and wait for the response. Well, there's some people that are broke. They're willing to go knock on the door and have that direct confrontation with the seller. And the way that I can
no, that puts on the next level to drive for dollars.
Yeah, and that's the way that I can, and the way I can manipulate my emotions of being cussed out. You knock on the door. Hey, yeah, my boss sent me over here. He wants to buy a house in the neighborhood. He wanted to ask if you were selling. Well, who the fuck are your boss? Again, I don't know. This guy hired me out of Craigslist. I think his name is Robert. Hey, how the fuck does he think I'm selling my house? There's no for sale by owners. Like, sorry, ma'am. I understand. Again, I just got fired from my previous job. This guy hired me out of Craigslist to knock on some doors. Again, I want to get money. I don't want to rob nobody. I want to make money the legal way. So guess what? They have empathy for you. Even though you're the one putting the list, even though you have no boss, but when they hear you, you know what? I apologize. I wasn't asking you. You're just doing your job. And I'm sorry that you got fired.
Yeah, because you put in the blame on your boss.
On the big guy.
Yeah.
I wasn't the big guy. The reason why I shifted that way is because a lot of people are doing, hey, I'm a local investor. I'm trying to buy the house. Well, fuck you. What the fuck you call me for? But when you're just an employee, you're the same level of them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm getting paid $5 an hour to knock on doors. Not even, again, but it's something. Again, I don't want to go on food stamps, and I don't want to go ask for money at the unemployment office. Rather, again, I have 2 kids that I gotta feed or etc.
So on these driving for dollars, are you doing like are you researching prior to actually going in that area and kind of seeing if it's even worth your time? Like you said, you know, you're targeting vacant, but on a driving for dollars, what do you do prior to doing that driving for dollars to make it worth your time?
Okay. One of the things that I always say is you got to know your market. You got to know what areas are buying, what areas people are moving into. So literally, if you ask me anything in my area, I know it already. I know where people are selling, where people are buying. I know how to part of the county records. I know exactly who's the buyers, who's the sellers, what documents are being recorded. So I know my county like the back of my hand. So I know that the areas that I drive on a daily basis, I know there's people that want to live here. Now, if you didn't know, drive by the top ISDs in your area, independent school districts. Drive by police stations. People like to live close to police stations, fire stations, HEB, like big grocery stores. People want to live by the grocery stores because that's where they're the highest employers.
Right.
And worst case scenario, just drive. Worst case scenario, the way that I put myself, I have no money in my pocket. I just got to get a house at a really low price. And if I'm fresh and I don't know nothing, I'm just driving. I'm trying to look for the ugliest house in a nice neighborhood. Vacant, let's say a broken window,
Gotcha.
glass, parked cars outside that are not working, stuff like that. But the thing that you got to do is do the guts where I got to knock on the door. But
Yeah, quick question. Do you even target like manufactured homes like on private land?
like
You ever do those? Like
pyramid
not the ones that you pay the lot, like the ones that are private land. Because I come across those a lot.
mobile homes.
Yeah, manufactured homes. Well, yeah, pretty much mobile
Yeah.
homes.
Now that I do have buyers for those, but those are really hard to come by. But again, if you put it, what I say is, I told when people call me, hey, I'm just selling the house itself. Okay, perfect. What are you asking for? Oh, I'm asking 7,000. How big is it? It's 1,000 square feet. You know what? I'm probably not your buyer, ma'am. I know I can build a brand new house in my lot without paying the moving cost for around $7 a square foot. That's my area. So I asked, you know what? I can probably do a little bit less than that, but I don't think for a little bit less than that. I think you look for the 7,000. But let's say they do accommodate and they do give it to you for, let's say, 3,000, where it makes sense. Again, get it on the contract and then look for people that have people that most likely those people that live in those type of houses are renting, right? Most likely. I don't know where area you're from.
Yeah.
Hey, is this your house or are you renting it? Oh, I'm renting it. Perfect. Hey, you know what? I'm trying to rent here. Do you know your landlord's number? Let me see if he has more houses. And then you call the landlord. Hey, landlord. Yeah, can I buy one of these houses again? I bought a lot, and it has this house in it. But again, I'm gonna build a what's called a slab house, and I need to get rid of it. Are you interested in maybe buying a manufactured house, or are you pretty good with your rentals? And you go from there. But you see, the guts is where you go knock on the door. You see a house like the one you have, knock on the door. Hey, did you buy this house or you're renting it? But why you're asking, you know what? I'm trying to rent a house like this because I can't afford a mortgage right now. Again, I just got divorced. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. People, when you say you got divorced, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. The response is always going to be that. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Or you know what? Yeah, I'm trying to rent a house because again, one of my relatives just got divorced and kicked me out of the house. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's going to be the response almost 98% of the time. And they're gonna open, once they tell you they feel sorry for you, they're gonna open up to you. Oh, you know what? Actually, not for rent, but the one on the street, I think that guy's renting. He might be able to know who's the landlord for that one.
Gotcha. That's pretty clever.
It's just a bunch of, again, that's why I love Justin's group and Claude. Again, it's the guts.
They share a lot of info. You as well. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
And not be scared of asking the tough questions. Again, I was scared of asking tough questions.
Now those are for like, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, those are for you're talking about like the lots that are for rent, right? Like the lots, the ones that you pay, like the at a mobile park. That's what you're talking about, correct?
Or anything. I've gotten calls from
even the ones that are on private land.
Yeah, it's anything. If anyone's willing to sell you a house and just they want to sell it only, that works.
Gotcha.
As long as it can be if people
I
want
just,
to get rid of the wood house and build a house in there. So they want to get rid of it. Sorry, my connection's kind of poor. Can you guys hear me?
perfect. I didn't hear that last part.
So yeah, a lot of people that call me, they have the lot and they started with that. That was their starter home. And now they're going to build a bigger house and they want to get rid of that starter home.
Gotcha.
And most of the times I usually get it for free or close to free. Because their pain point is that that house is stopping them from them building a new house.
Right. Hey, so Arturo, right? Arturo.
Yeah, brother.
So you're from Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, it's a pretty. It's a. I hear it's popping over there.
Texas is crazy, man. Again, I always say people are trying to come to California, come from wherever other state to Texas. Like, well, you can come to Texas because don't bring the bullshit. We're pro business again, pro gun, pro God. Come to the valley, come to my area. Just don't bring the bullshit again. But yeah, Texas is definitely a strong economy. There's tons of cities: Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, Galveston, Corpus, Laredo, El Paso. All those are hot economies.
Right. All right. I've got a ton of questions, but I'll let the rest of the group kind of chime in and ask any questions.
Anybody else?
I'll probably have mine answered.
So allow me to let you to continue.
Yeah,
what's
I
going
got
on?
one, man.
Go ahead, brother.
All right. So mine's a little bit more on the cash flow side about financing there. I know you were a former loan officer, so I was just curious for somebody that doesn't have as much capital, like getting a quadplex that's in like the 600K range. What would I need to bring to the table? How would I, what are some maybe some things to accumulate some private money and basically go from there, like starting from zero?
The best thing, there's two ways. If you want to bring in private money, the deal has to be a great deal. It has to be let's say you say what's the average sales price for a sixplex or a quadplex where you're at 600K?
600, yeah.
Okay, so the deal you have to get it for like 400K. So where an investor can see, oh shit, I'll fund that deal any day, and then you stay in the middle. The way that I do it, that's one way, where you negotiate a really good deal. Again, let's say the units, it's great location, doesn't need any major repairs, it's rented, and you have automatically when you buy, you have equity. Then a buyer, a hard money guy will come in, and all you do is put under contract and list it out there for like a wholesale. But then when somebody wants to buy, you know what? Hey, are you willing to keep me in the deal? Like an equity partner.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And instead of assigning it for 450, you assign it for 425. And now you buy yourself an equity deal. That's one way. The other way around, it's a little bit tougher, but if you get good at it, you can become subject to. You become the holder. I've gotten properties for almost close to, again, last year I got like 6 properties for free.
Oh, wow.
Just negotiating with the terms with the seller. Bringing out the pain, why you want to do this. Again, the one that I got on that it was built in 2019, brand new house. There was no pain. It was just, well, you push him out there. You know you can list this house, right? Again, you bought it at what it's worth, and it's only been a year, so it didn't go up that much for a year. Again, you probably have to pay around 15K to close on it, but you'll get it sold and you get the mortgage removed from your name. But based on what you're telling me, I don't think that's what you want to do, or you don't have the funds, right? Or do you have 15K to pay? Like, no, I don't.
No.
The best thing that's me, the conversation with the seller. So the thing that I can do, I can probably just stick over the payments. And how does that work? Yeah, my attorney handles the paperwork, and again, I'm responsible for the payments. I keep it as vague as possible.
Gotcha.
And I got 6 properties like that for free. And what I do with those properties, as soon as I get it under contract, I have a lady that works with me, that she has a bunch of people that have a lot of money, and as far as cash, they don't have good credit. So they come in with 20, 30K down payment. So literally, let's say it's worth 150. I do a prime for risk. I'm lending it to you because I don't know your history. So I'm selling it to you at 170. You give me 20K, my equity matches how much they owe. But being able to negotiate those type of terms, that's where you have to be really good at talking, bringing out the pain of the seller, being able to conversate, being able not to be that desperate buyer, being able to pushing them out. You know what? Well, you can probably just sell it at the market. No, I can't. Well, you have probably one of your brothers that can take over the payments, right? Again, you got to deal with family. I know sometimes they will default on the payment, and then you have to call them to collect. And that's going to be a tough call, especially if it's your wife's brother, right? He's like, well, I don't want to do that. So you literally give him 10 options, and you start killing the options. Kill this one, kill this one, kill this one. By the time you know it's only one option. Well, based on what you tell him, mister, seems like I'm the best offer for you, but I don't know. Again, you and your wife have to make a decision. Again, I don't want to take a property because I'm taking a responsibility of 150K. But if you're not behind it, then I don't want to do that because there's more properties out there for me to take. You know what? Let's do it. Perfect. Do a purchase and sale agreement real quick, boom, saying that they're gonna sell it at the current balance, and then have the attorney write the paperwork. But you see, two ways: you get a really good deal where there's a lot of equity, buyers will come in, and they'll give you an equity position, or being able to negotiate really good terms, being able to talk to customers really good, so they can do an emotional decision because you brought out other options, you brought them out to light, and you chop them up one by one.
Gotcha.
That's how you get deals for free. Like the property that I have that I mentioned before, I only got it for 10K. That property right now is worth like 390 as is. They owe like 250. They probably owe like 200.
Okay. Was the 10K that you brought to closing, was that to bring the arrears current, or?
No, that was related to the buyer, to the seller. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Consideration. He was willing to let it go to foreclosure if he didn't get any money.
Okay. So you gave him the 10K to make him happy, and you took it sub 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what was this a pre-closure list?
Yeah. This was before even hit pre-foreclosures. So part of knowing your county, when the bank is gonna start the process of suing people for their house, they have to change the trustee from a national trustee to a local county trustee. The trustee is the one that's gonna do the lawsuit, right?
Right.
So you're able to intercept when that bank send a document saying that the trustee called Mr. X from Wichita, Kansas, is no longer going to be a trustee. Now it's going to be Mrs. Y from Bexar County. Now, if you can trigger those and you can find those on the county website, boom. That means the next step is they're going to do the foreclosure. But they still got to send them to sell. A lot of people wait for that notice of sale. So that's where when everybody says they're working pre-foreclosures, they wait for the list to come out, and then they go search the list. I'm 3 months ahead of those. That's why I got that one.
Good. That's a good one.
Being able to know your county, know how the county works.
Like the process.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Now, are you wholesaling these subject twos, Arturo?
No, I become owner on the subject twos. If it's a perfect deal, most of my subject twos are perfect deals. Well, one of my first deals I did assign for $3,500. The rest of them, I kept them. Usually this subject to deals that I take subject to are properties that are ready to go. They don't need
They're ready to go.
Yeah. And if let's say they do need paint, etc., I put it out there like that, and then I just give a discount. You know what? I'm selling it for $150. It needs paint. Okay, I'll give you $1,000 discount. Perfect. $149. I don't put anything on the deal. I don't fix them up. Usually people
Arturo,
are- Go ahead.
Are you putting it under your LLC, or are you putting it in a land trust, or what are you doing with that?
The way that I do it, again, I'm not giving any advice. I take the deed. I become owner. I don't record the deed. So now the seller gave me the deed to me. Boom. I'm the owner now. I record a memorandum of contract saying that seller, why? The reason why I record the memorandum of contract is just to protect myself in case the seller wants to go down the road and get a loan on it. It's gonna pop up my document there. Now, once I have the deed, then I get a buyer to wrap it, to sell it to the buyer, right? Now, the way that I do it, I get power of attorney for the seller, power of attorney for seller 1, and power of attorney for seller 2 and their IDs. And they're giving me power of attorney to do that.
Gotcha.
So when I wrap it, I wrap it via power of attorney. I'm signing them on their behalf. But I do contracts for deed. I don't record the deeds. I hold them, the attorney holds them. When they're ready to close, I record my deed, me being the owner, and then I adjust the payout from what they owe, what the buyer owes me, and then I sell it for that amount. It's a little bit complex, but that's the way I do it. You can definitely do it to land trust. You can definitely become put it out again. I would recommend you recording the deed of trust, because then the bank, if it's defaulting, the bank's gonna find out, and they might execute the due on sale clause. But that's the way I do it. I've done it for several deals, and it's worked for me. Again, other people have different opinions of the way I do it. I do have my attorney that approved the way I do them, so I go by that.
Is there any recourse for the seller on that? Like, can they foreclose on you if the wrap doesn't, like, if it doesn't perform?
Oh yeah, that's the responsibility of me staying in the middle. If the buyer doesn't pay, the buyer that I wrapped it to, I still gotta pay the mortgage.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Arturo.
Hey, Matthew.
So when you're actually renting, sorry, were you done there?
Go ahead.
Oh, yes. So when you're actually renting that home out, do you try to actually put some money aside just in case that if they or not foreclosed, but if they don't pay the rent, is that something that you like to do? Put some money aside, that deposit?
Yeah, well, when I do my wraps, I don't rent. I owner finance.
Okay.
So in
Owner
Texas,
finance.
21 days you can foreclose on anybody. So it's kind of the same thing. Could I rent? And I could rent, but I had to do all the repairs so I can wrap. Either way, if I have to do it big or I have to foreclose, they're both the same thing. It's $1,000 either way. But as far as that, when I get a down payment, let's say I'm selling a house that I got for $150 on the loan. It has a mortgage on of $150. I sold it at $170 with $20K down. That's $20K. Yeah, I put it in, again. I don't touch. I usually just do 10% for tithing, 10% for marketing, and then I leave the rest there. Tithing,
Gotcha.
marketing, 10% for myself, and then I leave it there for a rainy day, etc. But being a lender, one of the things that I know, again, in my area, I was a lender for 8 years. I was a high risk credit lender. So our area was hot. My company grew so much. I was the #1 company in the country because of the type of customer that we have here. There are customers that don't have credit. They have good paying jobs. They have a lot of cash, but the banks don't lend them, because usually banks lend people that are over 700. I think the average credit score in my area was like a 550.
Wow.
So what I knew as far as, okay, what do I know? Because all those credit bureaus, I was pulling credits and I was reviewing all the credits. And I asked for bank accounts to search once I was going to do the underwriting part. Now I always noticed people that don't have savings have bad credit. Everybody, nobody had savings, maybe a couple $1,000. Nobody. So I was like, people that do have savings are more responsible than people that don't have savings. Why? Because it's hard to save money. It's hard to
Right.
save $20,000. So when those credit came by my desk where they do have savings but they do have bad credit, that was a totally different animal than the ones that they had no credit and they had no savings. So that's what I saw. You know what? People that have money saved are really responsible people. People that are willing, they know that they have to be able to put some money aside for the rest of their life to get 20, 30K down payment. What does that mean?
Gotcha.
They don't go out for Whataburger. They don't go out to dinner every single day. They don't buy cars every single year.
Yeah.
They're responsible.
Right.
They just had a misstep in their credit and they just couldn't fix it. But being able to have savings in their account, that means they're people that are gonna be responsible. That's why I always ask for a high down payment, because I want to have that kind of client. That client that has 20K down payment. That means they saved it for 5 years. That means they were responsible 5 years to save $100. And people don't earn that much here in the valley. I think my average income in the valley is like 30,000. On like, let's say you get 30,000, you take home, you have to save like $200 a month to be able to still live. So how many months does it take to save $20,000 if you save $200 a month? It's a lot of months.
Right.
A lot of months to be consistent. So that's being a lender, I was able to differentiate the difference between somebody that has 20K down payment and somebody that has 2,000 down payment. So that's why I asked for higher down payments. And so far, thank God, I haven't had any issues with my wraps because of that. They were good clients. They just didn't have good credit.
That's a good way to put it.
So yeah, I don't know how. I probably looked at probably like 300,000 credit bureaus in my 8 years working as a lender. So I know clients. I know clients. Again, I'm like a machine. I know clients.
You know who's qualified.
Yep. And just by talking to, I know when somebody is qualified. Maybe they don't have good credit and it doesn't reflect the way they are. But once you see them, yeah, you know what, this guy's a responsible person. They just have a misstep.
Right. Now, another question about those like subject twos. Are you actually, like, you know your market? Obviously, you're probably trying to find homes in the area where they're most likely going to sell for those subject twos or a seller finance.
Yes, I look
for a high payment.
I look for areas where people work, like I was telling you earlier. That's what
Right.
But
Gotcha.
if I have a property that somebody's going to give me anywhere, I'll take it. And I just tell the seller, you know what? I'm gonna try to make it work because I want to help you with this issue. But again, it might be tough. Just work with me. Are you willing to work with me? Yeah, I'm willing to work with you. Perfect. What does that mean? That maybe there's gonna be a couple of months default, or there's a couple of months where they have to make payments because it's hard to get the. And as long as you have a client that's willing to work with you, and as long as you're open to the client, you know what, client, I'm gonna try to help you with this property. I don't usually do this kinds of property because they're outside what I do as far as my market. But if you're willing to work with me, and if you're willing to do a couple of payments towards the mortgage while I get this done, I'll work my hardest to get it done. Oh, okay, they'll work with you. That's the best clients. You're being upfront with them. You're not promising them a nice Sunday, and then you just give them a lollipop. You tell them how it is. You know what? I'm trying to get you a Sunday, but right now I don't think I can give you a lollipop. Work with me.
Yeah. What kind of truck you got there?
BMW. But yeah, I opened up the exhaust, so it's a V8, so it sounds a little bit mean.
All right, I got a question for you there, Arturo, if you got a second in between bites.
What was that?
I said, I got a question for you, buddy, in between bites. This is Steve. We spoke last week. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
I got on here a little bit late. You know, I had somebody contact me about an hour ago. Someone I've been working with for a while. This guy's got a house. It's worth around 350. He's in pre-foreclosure. He owes about 275 on it, and he's got a $250,000 IRS tax lien.
Damn.
This guy's got the worst credit in the world. He left the house. It's empty. It's up here in the Northeast. He left the house. It's empty. He's been putting oil in the oil burner and stuff, and he's done. So what would you do with something like that? I'm looking at maybe a long-term rental play or something like that, but
How's the house? Is it livable?
it's in great condition.
Okay. That, what I would do, how's his credit?
His credit's gone.
Okay, so he doesn't care, right?
No.
Perfect. What I would do, tell him, you know what, boss? Your credit is shit. It looks like your life is going to the shit. Well, let's get the money on this property. Like how? Well, let me put it on the contract with you. And then what we'll do, we'll block off future foreclosures for the next 2-3 years, and we'll rent this sucker. And we'll probably split 70-30. Well, why 70 and 30? Why 30 me and why 70 you? Well, I gotta pay the attorney to block the foreclosure. And we'll start paying you once it's rented after the 3 months, and once it's rented, we'll start giving you your part because I gotta make sure the renter doesn't leave.
His big thing with this, and I ran that past him already. His wife says they really just want to get the house out of their name, off the deed.
It's not gonna
The
happen.
name off the deed.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I said, well,
How much does he owe?
I'm sorry.
How much does he owe?
It's worth 350. He owes about 275 at least minimum to the first mortgage, and then he's got the $250,000 IRS tax lien.
Has he tried listing it?
He had it listed. He had it sold, and the IRS wouldn't back out.
So the IRS wouldn't take the difference. Like,
Nope.
how much he had it sold for?
4.5.
Oh, so your friend wanted to keep the difference between the payoff and the mortgage, right?
No, he just wanted to get out of the house, but the IRS wouldn't release their lien for the balance.
But they would have. See, the IRS could have done a partial release. There's a couple of forms that they can do.
Yeah, he had an attorney familiar with the IRS and all that. But you know what?
They don't want to do it.
I think the situation was he's pretty much worn out the IRS. That's what I think.
Okay.
So when he's got no other assets to attach. So
he's trying to have his pizza, but no calories, right?
well, he'd like to just get the house out of his name. He's not looking at the mortgage or the IRS tax lien. He just wants to get the title out of his name.
Yeah, but again, again, based on what you're telling me, it won't be able to be done though.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, the only way it can be done is sell it back at 450 and then pay the IRS.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Pay the IRS. Now
you wouldn't quit claim that to one of your companies and then just play it out as a rental, right?
See, but he doesn't want the title under his name, out of his name. He wants the mortgage out of his name, right?
No, he just wants his name off the deed.
Oh, you can do that. Yeah, basically.
Subject to.
Yeah, just switch the deed to you. But I think what he doesn't want to have a mortgage under his name.
No, I went through all that with him already.
Okay, if he wants to get the title again, you can just do a deed. Don't do a quick claim deed because it can't get. When you do a quick claim deed, it can't be insured through a title policy.
Right.
Just do a regular general warranty deed.
Then I've got to transfer for the full asset, I would imagine, which is
you
crazy
transfer
money. Yeah.
And again, you don't have to record it. If you want to, you can. Is he past due on his mortgage? You said he is, right?
Oh, over a year plus, maybe 2 years.
Okay, so that's the caveat though, because if you do transfer it, the due on sale clause kicks in, and now they're still wanting to foreclose because of the pre-foreclosure because of the payments, and now you put in another trigger because of the due on sale clause. He transferred without having the authority, so he's double dipping.
So the best way to handle this thing is through a lease. Keep it in his name and just go out and ride the wave.
Yep, that's the best way. Block the foreclosure as much as you can. I know I have a guy that I know that can block probably 3, 4, 5 years worth of foreclosures. You can just cash flow it. Again, you don't pay rent, you don't pay mortgage, you don't pay insurance, you don't pay taxes.
Does he work in a lot of states or just your area?
Well, the guy that I know that I pay for the mentorship, he works all over the country. And if I have a deal, I'll make it work anyway.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Well, I'm gonna reach out to you when we're off camera here.
Definitely. Definitely.
All right. Thanks, Arturo. You're the man.
Likewise, Steve. So remember, as long as the seller is willing to work with you guys, you can almost do anything. You gotta ask that question. You know what, mister? You're putting me between a rock and a hard place. Now I'm willing to work with this property and put out my efforts, but you gotta work with me. Again, are you willing to work with me? You know what, Arturo? Yeah. Perfect. Let's lock it up. Let's do our best to make this deal work for both of us. All right, guys. We're past the hour, but it was a good call. Anybody have any questions before we log off and enjoy the rest of the Friday and get some? I haven't eaten all day. Just my coffee. Any questions, guys?
Appreciate your input. Great job. See you next week, buddy.
Likewise, David. Likewise, Steve. Sorry.
Thank you, Arturo. Yours is the only day that I listen to.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, have any questions? Again, we're in a group. If not, let's have a great day. Again, have the guts to knock on the door. Put yourself in front of the seller and see how you react. Again, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So let's get punched in the face and see how we react, guys.
All right. Have a good one, man.
You
Peace out, guys.